Before we begin, it's important to state that the information provided in this presentation is for educational purposes only and does not constitute legal or financial advice. We are not lawyers or financial advisors. The world of commercial construction, contracts, and insurance is complex and varies significantly by state and municipality. You should always consult with a qualified legal professional and a licensed insurance agent before entering into any contract or making significant financial decisions related to your property. The single biggest mistake a commercial property owner can make isn't choosing the wrong tenant or overpaying for the land. It's hiring the wrong roofer. That one decision, that one signature on a contract, can literally bankrupt a business. I want to tell you about a client we helped. We'll call him David. David owned a mid-sized manufacturing facility in the Midwest. He needed a new roof, a big flat roof, a couple $100,000 job. He did what most people do. He got 3 quotes. 2 were around the same price and 1 was significantly cheaper. 20% cheaper. He thought he was being a savvy businessman, saving his company $40,000. He went with the low bid. The crew showed up, they were fast, and they were done in 2 weeks. David felt great for about 6 months. Then the first major winter storm hit. A slow melting snow. On Monday morning, he walked into his facility to find water dripping, no pouring, onto his most expensive piece of machinery. The damage was catastrophic. A $700,000 piece of German engineering completely fried. Inventory in that section of the warehouse ruined. He called the roofer. The number was disconnected. He drove to the address on the invoice. It was a P.O. box. The company had vanished. His insurance company denied the claim for the machinery because the damage was due to faulty workmanship, which his policy didn't cover. David's savvy $40,000 savings ended up costing him over $1 million and nearly put him out of business. This isn't a rare story. It happens every single day across America. In fact, industry studies show that an astonishing 40% of all commercial building problems are directly related to the roof. Why? Because a commercial roof isn't like the roof on your house. It's a complex, integrated system of membranes, insulation, flashing, and drainage that has to withstand brutal temperature swings, cooling water, and constant UV exposure. And most building owners, even smart, successful ones, have no idea what to look for. They get thrust into this position of having to make a massive financial decision in an industry they don't understand, and they become easy prey for unqualified or downright predatory contractors. But that is not going to be you. Not after you watch this. We're going to arm you with the 5 critical questions you absolutely must ask before you let a single worker set foot on your property. These 5 questions are your shield. They are designed to expose the amateurs, eliminate the con artists, and help you identify the true professionals who will protect your investment. Asking these questions will save you from the nightmare that David lived through. So let's get into it. The very first question you need to ask is the most fundamental. It's the barrier to entry. If a contractor can't answer this one with a confident, immediate yes and provide proof on the spot, you end the conversation right there. You thank them for their time, you show them the door, and you shred their proposal. It's that serious. The question is, are you licensed, bonded, and fully insured for commercial roofing work specifically in my state? Let's break that down because every single word in that question is critical. First, licensed. A license isn't just a piece of paper. It means the contractor has registered with the state or local authorities, and in many places, has met specific testing or experience requirements. It proves they are a legitimate business, not just some guy with a truck and a ladder. But here's the key part. In my state, roofing license requirements are a patchwork across the United States. Some states have strict statewide licensing boards. Others leave it up to individual counties or cities. A license from Nevada doesn't mean a thing if your building is in Florida. You need to know they are licensed to perform the work right where your property is located. Pro will know this instantly. An amateur will hesitate. Second, bonded. This is one of the most misunderstood but most important forms of protection for you, the client. When a roofer is bonded, it means they have a surety bond. Think of this as a 3-party contract between you, the contractor, and a surety company. The bond guarantees that the contractor will perform according to the terms of your contract. If they take your deposit and disappear, or if they walk off the job halfway through, or if they fail to pay their suppliers for the materials they used on your roof, which could result in a lien being placed on your property, the surety company steps in. They will either pay another contractor to finish the job or compensate you for your financial loss, up to the amount of the bond. Going with an unbonded contractor is like gambling with your entire project cost. The cheap roofer David hired? You can bet he wasn't bonded. If he had been, David could have filed a claim and recovered his money. Third, and this is the big one, fully insured. And this is not a simple yes or no. You need to dig deeper. There are two types of insurance that are absolutely non-negotiable: general liability and workers' compensation. General liability insurance protects your property. What happens if a worker accidentally drops a heavy tool and it smashes a multi-thousand-dollar HVAC unit on your roof? What if their crane bumps the side of your building and cracks a wall? What if one of their trucks backs into a client's car in your parking lot? Without adequate general liability insurance, the cost for that damage comes out of your pocket. You could be sued and you will lose. You need to see a policy that covers at least $1 to $2 million per occurrence, and often more for larger projects. But as important as that is, the second type of insurance is the one that can truly ruin you. That's workers' compensation. Roofing is consistently ranked as one of the most dangerous jobs in America. Falls from height are a serious and constant risk. If a roofer's employee gets injured on your property, falls off a ladder, slips on a wet surface, anything, and the contractor does not have a workers' compensation policy, guess who that injured worker is going to sue? You, the property owner. Your business becomes the target. You could be on the hook for their medical bills, their lost wages, their long-term disability for years. It can be a multi-million-dollar lawsuit that your own general liability policy may not even cover. A contractor who tries to skirt by without workers' comp, maybe by claiming all their workers are independent contractors, is waving a giant red flag. They are cutting corners on safety and exposing you to an unacceptable level of risk. Now, here is the pro tip. This is the step that 99% of building owners skip, and it's the one that separates the diligent from the disastrous. Do not, under any circumstances, just take their word for it. Don't just accept a piece of paper they hand you. You must independently verify their coverage. Ask for a copy of their certificate of insurance or COI. On that certificate, you will find the name of their insurance carrier and a policy number. Your next step is to pick up the phone and call the insurance company directly. Verify that the policy is still active. Verify the coverage limits. And here's the most important part. Ask to be added as an additional insured to their policy for the duration of your project. A legitimate, professional roofing contractor will have no problem with this. It's a standard request. If they hesitate, if they make excuses, that's another massive red flag. It could mean their policy is fake, it has lapsed, or it doesn't have the coverage they claim. Verifying their license, bond, and insurance is your first line of defense. It's the foundation upon which a safe and successful project is built. It weeds out the 90% of contractors who are not qualified to touch your building. But this is just the price of admission. This is just checking the boxes to make sure you're dealing with a legitimate business. The next question we're going to cover is where things get interesting. This is the question that moves beyond paperwork and starts to reveal their actual competence, their expertise, and their understanding of how to protect a multi-million-dollar asset. It's the question that separates the paper pushers from the true roofing professionals. So what is that question? It's not about their license number or their insurance policy. You verify that later. This is the question you ask face-to-face, the one that makes them stop, think, and reveal their entire philosophy. You look them in the eye and you say, instead of just giving me a price per square foot, can you first walk me through the 3 biggest long-term threats to my specific roof, and then explain exactly which roofing system you would design to defeat those threats and why? Let that sink in. This question is a pattern interrupt. Most roofing contractors are geared up to talk about 2 things: the product they like to install and the price they can do it for. They've got their pitch memorized. They want to measure, quote, and move on. But this question forces them off script. It demands they stop being a salesperson and start being a consultant. It forces them to demonstrate true expertise, not just rattle off product features. The average roofer will stumble. They might say, well, the biggest threat is leaks. That's a terrible generic answer. That's like a doctor saying the biggest threat to your health is getting sick. It's useless. Another might say, well, the sun and rain. Again, obvious and unhelpful. These are the paper pushers. They see a flat rectangle, they multiply by their number, and they give you a price. But the true professional, their eyes will light up. They'll lean forward, because you've just given them permission to do what they do best: solve a complex problem. Let me tell you a story about a man named Frank. Frank owned a mid-sized logistics warehouse just outside of Chicago. His roof was 22 years old and starting to show its age. He knew he needed a replacement, so he did what everyone does. He got 3 quotes. Contractor A came out, walked the roof for 10 minutes by himself, and a day later emailed a quote for a new TPO roof. It was 1 page, 1 number. The price seemed reasonable. Contractor B did the same thing. Walked the roof, took some measurements, and emailed a quote for a PVC roof. The price was a little higher, but the email had a fancy brochure attached. Then came Contractor C. He asked Frank to walk the roof with him. Frank was busy, a little annoyed, but agreed. As they walked, the contractor wasn't just measuring. He was asking questions. Frank, what kind of forklifts do you run? Propane or electric? What's coming out of these exhaust vents on the roof? How often do your HVAC guys come up here for maintenance? Frank was confused. What did this have to do with the roof? But he answered the questions. At the end of the walk, the contractor didn't promise a quote. He said, Frank, I see a few potential issues here that are unique to your building. I need to put together a proper system design for you. Can I come back in 2 days and present it? 2 days later, Contractor C came back, not with a 1-page quote, but with a 3-page proposal. He said, Frank, your first biggest threat isn't rain or sun. It's that exhaust vent from your battery charging station. It's putting out sulfuric acid aerosols that are slowly eating away at your current roof membrane. A standard TPO roof will have the same problem and fail prematurely. That's threat number 1. He continued, threat number 2 is your HVAC maintenance. I saw a trail of dropped screws, tools, and heavy footprints between the roof hatch and your 5 units. Your maintenance guys are tearing up the roof surface. A standard thin membrane won't survive that kind of traffic for 20 years. And threat number 3, he said, pointing to a photo, is this. You have inadequate drainage in this corner. You see the ponding water? That's a structural load issue waiting to happen, and it breeds algae that will degrade the membrane seams over time. Then he laid out his solution. Not just a product, a system. He proposed a specific, chemically resistant PVC membrane to handle the acid. He recommended doubling the membrane thickness and adding walkway paths from the hatch to the HVAC units to create a designated, protected path. And he designed a custom tapered insulation scheme to build up the slope and eliminate the ponding water in the corner. His price was 17% higher than the other 2 contractors. 17%. Frank looked at the detailed proposal, and he looked at the 1-page quotes from the other guys. He thought about the hassle, the extra money, and he made the decision that thousands of building owners make. He went with Contractor at the cheapest price. He thought, a roof is a roof. This other guy is just trying to upsell me. For 3 years everything was fine. Then in the 4th year a small leak appeared. Right over their main packaging and shipping station. The maintenance team patched it. 6 months later another leak. Patch. Then another. By year 6, the area of the roof directly under the path of that battery exhaust vent was becoming brittle. It looked like a checkerboard of patches. One August afternoon, after a heavy thunderstorm, Frank got a call from his facility manager. The roof hadn't just leaked. A whole section had failed. Water poured in, destroying tens of thousands of dollars in packaged inventory, and ruining a critical piece of sorting equipment. The emergency repairs, the lost product, the business interruption. It cost Frank nearly 3 times what he saved by choosing the cheap roofer. He didn't just buy the wrong roof. He paid for a solution to a problem he didn't have, while completely ignoring the real threats that were unique to his building. That is the power of this question. It forces a contractor to diagnose before they prescribe. A doctor who writes you a prescription without examining you is committing malpractice. A roofer who gives you a price without truly understanding the threats to your building is doing the exact same thing. So when you ask, what are the 3 biggest threats? Here's what you're listening for in their answer. The bad answer is generic. It's sun, wind, and rain. It's old age. It's anything that could apply to any roof in any city. This tells you they haven't looked closely. They haven't thought critically. They see your building as a number in a spreadsheet. The good answer is specific. It's tailored. It's about your building. A great contractor will say something like, okay, the first thing I noticed is the lack of an effective grease trap on your restaurant's kitchen exhaust fan. The grease is coating the roof surface, and over time it will break down the polymers in a standard EPDM or TPO membrane. That's your number 1 threat. Or, your building is right next to a major highway. The pollutants and chemicals in the air here are more aggressive than in a suburban area. We need to select a membrane that is specifically formulated to resist that kind of chemical fallout. That's a huge factor for longevity here. Or, I see you have an enormous amount of telecommunications equipment on your roof. The foot traffic from technicians is constant. The single biggest threat to your roof isn't the weather. It's people. We have to design a system that's practically bulletproof, with clearly defined sacrificial walkways. See the difference? Specificity, detail, diagnosis. They're talking about chemical compatibility, foot traffic patterns, environmental factors, the building's use. They are demonstrating that they see your roof not as a static shield, but as part of a dynamic system that has to interact with its unique environment. They are protecting your asset from the real-world dangers it faces every single day. This one question cuts through all the sales fluff. It bypasses the slick brochures and the charming personalities. It gets right to the heart of the matter: competence. Does this person understand the science and the engineering of roofing? Or are they just a middleman who hires crews to roll out material? Asking about the threats forces them to reveal their thought process, and their answer will tell you everything you need to know about the kind of result you can expect. A generic answer will get you a generic roof, which will likely fail in a very specific and very expensive way. A detailed, thoughtful, and specific answer is the first sign that you're talking to a true professional who will deliver a custom solution that actually lasts. But identifying the problem is only half the battle. Their proposed solution is just as revealing. And that leads us directly to the second critical question you absolutely must ask. A question that dives deep into the materials themselves and separates the installers who use what's cheap from the experts who use what's right. So, what is that second question? It's a question that acts like a truth serum for contractors. It's not just about what they use, it's about why they use it. Question number 2 is this: what specific roofing system are you recommending for my building? And why is it the absolute best choice over all other options? Now listen carefully to the answer you get. A lazy or inexperienced contractor will give you a lazy answer. They'll say something like, "Oh, we use TPO. It's the best." Or, "We always use this brand. It's what we get a good deal on." That's a massive red flag. They're not selling you a solution, they're just selling you a product. The why is the most important part of that question. A true professional won't just name a material. They'll tell you a story about your own building. They'll become your building's biographer. They'll say, "Okay, looking at your building, you're in Phoenix, Arizona. The sun exposure here is brutal, so we need a highly reflective roof to lower your energy bills." That immediately points us toward a white single-ply membrane like TPO or PVC. You also mentioned that the HVAC units up here need quarterly servicing, so there's moderate foot traffic. Because of that, I'm recommending a thicker, 80 mm membrane instead of the standard 60 mm for added puncture resistance. We're ruling out a black EPDM roof because it would absorb too much heat and drive your cooling costs through the roof, literally. And while a metal roof is an option, the upfront cost is significantly higher, and given your 15-year business plan for this location, a 20-year TPO system offers a much better return on investment. You see the difference? One is a sales pitch. The other is a diagnosis. It's a consultation. They analyze your specific situation, climate, building use, foot traffic, budget, long-term goals, and prescribe the perfect solution. To get that kind of answer, you need to understand the basic menu of commercial roofing options. Think of it like this. You wouldn't let a chef order for you at a restaurant without knowing if you're in the mood for steak or fish. So let's quickly walk through the main players so you can spot a real pro when you hear one. First, you have TPO or thermoplastic olefin. This is the modern superstar of flat roofing. It's a white single-ply membrane that's incredibly popular for a reason. Its biggest selling point is energy efficiency. That brilliant white surface reflects the sun's UV rays, keeping the building underneath cooler and slashing your summer energy bills. It's also very cost-effective and relatively quick to install, with seams that are heat-welded together to form a single monolithic sheet. It's a fantastic, well-rounded choice for a huge number of buildings. But it's not invincible. A contractor who recommends TPO for every single job isn't doing their homework. For example, it's not the absolute best choice for a roof on a restaurant that has greasy exhaust vents, as certain oils and chemicals can degrade the membrane over time. That brings us to its close cousin, PVC, or polyvinyl chloride. Think of PVC as TPO's tougher, more specialized older brother. It's also a white, reflective, heat-welded single-ply membrane, but it's formulated to be much more resistant to chemicals, grease, and even fire. This is the roof you want over a restaurant kitchen, a chemical processing plant, or any facility where harsh substances might end up on the roof. It's also incredibly durable and puncture-resistant. The trade-off? It's more expensive than TPO. A great contractor knows when the added cost of PVC is a necessary investment to prevent a much more expensive failure down the line. A bad contractor will just install the cheaper TPO on that restaurant roof, knowing it will likely fail prematurely, but they'll be long gone by then. Next on the list is the old guard, the time-tested veteran, EPDM, which stands for ethylene propylene diene monomer. Don't worry, you can just call it the black rubber roof. This stuff has been around for over half a century. It's basically a massive, durable sheet of synthetic rubber. Its main strengths are its incredible durability and flexibility. It expands and contracts beautifully with temperature changes, and can withstand hail and extreme weather like a champ. Because it's typically black, it's a great choice in colder climates where its ability to absorb heat can help reduce heating costs in the winter. The main potential weakness of EPDM has historically been its seams. Instead of being heat welded, they are typically glued together with adhesives and tapes. Now, modern seam technology is phenomenal, but it still puts an immense emphasis on installer skill. A poorly done EPDM seam is a future leak guaranteed. A great contractor will explain how their specific installation techniques for EPDM seams make them virtually foolproof. Then we enter the world of asphalt with modified bitumen. If EPDM is a single sheet of rubber armor, modified bitumen is like a multi-layered Kevlar vest. It's an evolution of old-school tar and gravel roofing. It typically consists of multiple layers of asphalt-impregnated sheets, often with a granular surface on top for UV protection. The beauty of this system is its redundancy. If you get a puncture or a cut in the top layer, you have several more layers underneath to keep the water out. This makes it exceptionally tough and a fantastic choice for roofs that have a ton of heavy foot traffic or equipment on them. If you have an army of technicians servicing massive HVAC units on your roof every month, the sheer brute strength of a multi-ply modified bitumen system is very, very appealing. The downsides are that it's heavy, and the installation can be messy and disruptive, sometimes involving open flame torches or hot-mopped asphalt. Finally, we have the king of longevity, the metal roof. We're talking about standing seam metal panels, not the cheap corrugated stuff you see on a barn. A properly installed standing seam metal roof is a legitimate lifetime investment. It can easily last 50 years or more. It's incredibly durable, fire-resistant, and can withstand hurricane-force winds. It also has a sleek, modern architectural look that can increase a building's curb appeal and value. And while you might think of metal as hot, modern metal roofs come with highly reflective coatings that are incredibly energy efficient, qualifying for the same cool roof ratings as white membranes. So what's the catch? The cost. A standing seam metal roof has the highest upfront cost of any system we've discussed. It's a massive capital investment. It also requires a true craftsman to install. The detailing around vents, skylights, and edges is a legitimate art form. A contractor who confidently recommends metal and can show you a portfolio of complex, beautiful metal roof installations is likely at the top of their game. So TPO, PVC, EPDM, modified bitumen, metal. These are your main options. When you ask a contractor, what are you recommending and why? Their answer should be a detailed, logical argument that references these options, even the ones they're ruling out. They should be able to tell you why TPO is better for you than EPDM, or why the investment in PVC is critical for your specific business. If they can't, if they just push one product, it's because that's all they know or that's all they want to sell. You're not just buying a material, you're buying a contractor's expertise. And this question reveals exactly how much expertise they actually have. But let's say you do that. You find a contractor who passes the first 2 tests with flying colors. They're a legitimate, stable business, and they've just given you a masterclass on why an 80 mil, fully adhered PVC roof is the perfect, non-negotiable solution for your building. You're feeling great. You're ready to sign. But hold on, because the best materials in the world, the most brilliant roofing system ever designed, is utterly worthless if the people installing it don't know what they're doing. A world-class material in the hands of a second-rate crew is a recipe for catastrophic failure. This brings us to the third and arguably most revealing question of all. A question that uncovers the truth about who will actually be on your roof, turning that expensive material into a leak-proof shield for your business. Question number 3. Who specifically will be installing my roof? Are they direct W-2 employees of your company? Or are they 10 to 99 subcontractors? Now, on the surface, this might sound like boring tax jargon, but I promise you, the answer to this single question can be the difference between a 20-year, worry-free roof and a multi-million-dollar lawsuit that cripples your business. Let me explain. There are two fundamental business models in the roofing industry. The first is a company that invests heavily in its people. They hire, train, and certify their own crews. These are W-2 employees. They show up in company trucks, wear company uniforms, and are covered by the company's insurance and workers' compensation. The project manager, the foreman, the installers, they all work for the same team under the same banner, accountable to the same boss. Then there's the second model. This model is built on outsourcing. A company might have a fantastic sales team, a polished website, and a great-looking office. But when it comes to the actual physical work of tearing off your old roof and installing a new one, they don't do it. Instead, they subcontract the job out to the lowest bidder. They find an independent crew, a 10 to 99 crew, to do the labor. The company you hired essentially becomes a middleman, a broker. They sell you the roof, then they sell the job to someone else. And this is where the nightmare begins. Let me tell you about a business owner, we'll call him David. David owned a mid-sized manufacturing facility. He did his homework, got 3 quotes for a new TPO roof, and went with a company that had great online reviews and a very persuasive salesman. He signed a contract for $200,000. A few weeks later, a crew showed up in unmarked white vans. They were fast, they were efficient, and in 2 weeks the job was done. David paid the final invoice, filed his warranty paperwork, and didn't think about it again. Until the first major rainstorm. A leak started, not a drip but a steady stream, right over his most expensive piece of CNC machinery. He called the roofing company he hired, panicked. They said they'd send someone out. Days turned into a week. The leak got worse. He called again, furious. This time, the roofing company told him the issue was with the installation, and that he needed to contact the subcontracted crew directly. They gave him a number. David called the subcontractor. The number was disconnected. He went back to the original company, threatening legal action. Their response was chilling. They pointed to a clause buried deep in his contract that absolved them of liability for work performed by third-party contractors. They had sold him the materials, but the labor warranty was supposed to be covered by the installation crew, a crew that had vanished. To make matters worse, when he tried to file a claim with the material manufacturer, it was denied. Why? Because the subcontracted crew wasn't certified by the manufacturer to install that specific roofing system. The very act of them installing it had voided the multi-million-dollar material warranty from day one. David was left with a brand new $200,000 roof that was failing, a voided warranty, a damaged piece of million-dollar equipment, and 2 companies pointing fingers at each other, with him stuck in the middle. His only recourse was a long, expensive, and uncertain legal battle. This isn't a rare story. This happens every single day. The subcontracting model is built to transfer risk from the company you think you're hiring directly onto you, the building owner. Let's break down the 4 catastrophic risks you take when you hire a company that uses subcontractors. First is the warranty void. We just saw this with David. Roofing manufacturers like Carlisle, GAF, or Firestone have incredibly strict installation guidelines. They train and certify specific companies and their specific employees on how to install their systems. If an uncertified crew touches that material, the manufacturer can and will void the warranty. A subcontractor is a total wild card. Are they certified for this specific material? The sales guy might say yes, but can he prove the exact crew that will be on your roof is certified? In most cases, the answer is no. That piece of paper promising a 20-year NDL, or no dollar limit warranty, becomes utterly worthless. Second is the insurance shell game. This is the one that should keep you up at night. Let's say a member of that subcontracted crew falls off your roof and is seriously injured. A tragedy, but it's about to become your financial catastrophe. The subcontractor, often a small LLC or sole proprietorship, might not have adequate workers' compensation insurance or any at all. So who do you think their lawyer is going to sue for medical bills and lost wages? They're coming after the deepest pockets. They're coming after the general contractor, the company you hired. And they're coming after you, your business. Your general liability insurance could be on the hook for a massive 6- or 7-figure claim. When you hire a company with W-2 employees, you can ask for a certificate of insurance or a COI that shows their workers' compensation policy. It's their direct responsibility. With a subcontractor, you're relying on them to be properly insured, And the company that hired them has a built-in incentive to not look too closely, because proper insurance costs money, and it cuts into the profit they make by hiring the cheapest crew. Third is the accountability black hole. Just like in David's story, when a problem arises, who is responsible? The company you hired blames the subcontractor's workmanship. The subcontractor blames the materials or the specs given to them by the main company. You become the unwilling referee in a blame game where no one wants to take responsibility, and everyone is trying to protect themselves. With an in-house W-2 crew, the line of accountability is crystal clear. It starts and ends with the company whose name is on the contract. There is no one else to blame. They own the installation period. And fourth, the quality gamble. A company with its own crews has a culture. It has standards. It has a repeatable process for training and quality control. The foreman on your job has likely been with the company for years. He knows the system, he knows the standards, and his long-term employment depends on him meeting them. A subcontractor is a temporary hired gun. Their main incentive is to get the job done as fast as possible to maximize their profit on this one project. They don't have a long-term reputation with the company to protect. They're not part of a company culture. You're rolling the dice on their ethics, their skill, and their attention to detail. Will you get the A-team? Or the crew that was willing to do it for $1,000 less than anyone else? You won't know until it's too late. So, when you're sitting across from that salesman, you have to be direct. Ask the question, do you use subcontractors or W-2 employees? If they say they use subs, you should be incredibly cautious. If they say, oh, we use a mix, or we have a few key partners we trust, that's just a fancy way of saying they use subcontractors. The only acceptable answer is, we only use our own W-2 factory-certified employees. And then you verify. Ask for proof. Ask to see their insurance certificates. Not just general liability, but their workers' compensation policy. Look at the company name on the policy. Does it match the company you're hiring? Or is it for Bob's Roofing LLC? This simple act of verification can save you from a world of financial and legal pain. Choosing a company with a dedicated in-house team isn't about paying more. It's about eliminating risk. It's about ensuring the people holding the tools on your roof are accountable, properly insured, and expertly trained to protect your investment. It ensures the company that sells you the roof is the same company that stands behind it. Now, assuming you found a contractor who has cleared these first 3 hurdles, they've recommended the right material, they have a stellar track record, and they use their own W-2 certified crews, you might feel like you're in the clear. But you're about to face the most misunderstood and misrepresented part of the entire roofing process. We're talking about the warranty. That piece of paper is a legal contract filled with loopholes, exclusions, and gotchas that can render it completely useless when you actually need it. This leads us to our 4th critical question. A question that dissects the warranty and separates the ironclad promises from the empty marketing fluff. So, what is that 4th question? It's this: what exactly does your warranty cover? And more importantly, who is standing behind it? This question sounds simple, but the answer is a labyrinth. A commercial roofing warranty isn't a friendly handshake promise. It's a legal contract, engineered with more trapdoors and escape hatches than a magician's stage. And most building owners walk right into them. Let's start with the big, shiny number everyone loves to talk about. The 20-year warranty. Or 25 years. Or 30. It sounds incredible, right? 2 decades of peace of mind. But that number by itself is one of the most misleading metrics in the entire construction industry. It's like judging a car based on how many years the paint is guaranteed not to fade. It tells you nothing about the engine, the transmission, or whether the wheels will fall off. There are 2 fundamental types of long-term warranties you need to know about, and the difference between them is the difference between a real safety net and a worthless piece of paper. The first, and most common for less reputable contractors, is a prorated warranty. Prorated is a fancy word for gets worse every year. Let's say you have a $300,000 roof with a 20-year prorated warranty. In year 1, it might cover the full value. But by year 10, the manufacturer's liability might have dropped by 50%. That means they'll only chip in $150,000 for a catastrophic failure. By year 19, you might be lucky to get a check for $15,000. It's a slow-motion vanishing act where your protection disappears right when the roof is at its oldest and most vulnerable. It's a marketing gimmick designed to give you a false sense of security. The gold standard, the only type of warranty you should ever seriously consider for a major commercial project, is an NDL warranty. 3 letters that can save you a fortune, NDL. It stands for no dollar limit. Let me repeat that, no dollar limit. With a true NDL warranty, if your roof fails in year 1, year 10, or year 19 due to a covered issue, the manufacturer is on the hook to repair it and restore it to a watertight condition, period. It doesn't matter if the cost of labor and materials has tripled. It doesn't matter if the repair costs $50,000 or $500,000. There is no dollar limit. This is the hallmark of a premium roofing system from a top-tier manufacturer. It's their way of saying, we believe in this system so completely that we are willing to bet our corporate reputation and an unlimited amount of money on its performance for the next 20 years. If your roofer isn't talking to you about an NDL warranty, you're not talking to the right roofer. But this brings us to the second, even more critical part of our question. Who is standing behind that piece of paper? You see, there are 2 warranties on every roofing job. The first is the contractor's warranty, also known as a workmanship warranty. This typically covers errors in installation, the how it was put on. This is usually for a much shorter period, maybe 1, 2, or 5 years. And here's the terrifying truth. This warranty is only as good as the contractor's ability to stay in business. If Dave's Dependable Roofing, a company with 2 trucks and a rented office, gives you a 10-year workmanship warranty and then goes bankrupt in year 3, that warranty is now worth less than the paper it's printed on. You have no one to call. You're on your own. The second warranty, the one that truly matters, is the manufacturer's warranty. This is the NDL system warranty we just talked about. This is a promise not from the local crew that installed the roof, but from the multi-billion-dollar, multinational corporation that engineered and produced the materials. We're talking about giants like GAF, Carlisle, Firestone, Sika, companies that have been around for a century and will be around for another. Their warranty is backed by deep pockets, teams of lawyers, and a global reputation. When they make a promise, they have the resources and the incentive to keep it. So how do you get one? This is the key. These premier manufacturers don't just hand out their best NDL warranties to anyone. They have elite certification programs. To become a GAF Master Elite Contractor or a Carlisle Certified Applicator, a roofing company has to go through hell. They have to prove they are financially stable. They have to prove they carry millions in insurance. Their foremen and installers have to undergo extensive, factory-specific training and pass rigorous exams. The manufacturer basically does the vetting for you. They are so confident in these certified installers that they are willing to bundle the workmanship and the materials into one powerful NDL warranty. If that certified contractor makes a mistake, the manufacturer will still step in and make it right. It's the ultimate protection. So when you ask a roofer about their warranty, don't just accept, it's a 20-year warranty. The follow-up question is that a prorated or NDL warranty? Is it a contractor warranty or a full system warranty backed by the manufacturer? And are you certified by that manufacturer to install the system and provide their best NDL coverage? If they start shuffling their feet or giving you vague answers, that's a giant red flag. But we're not done. Even with the best NDL warranty from the best manufacturer, there's a hidden world of fine print designed to void your coverage. This is where the real gotchas live. Let me tell you a quick story about a business owner we'll call Frank. Frank owned a mid-sized distribution center. He did everything right. He hired a certified contractor, chose a top-of-the-line TPO system, and got a rock-solid 20-year NDL warranty from a major manufacturer. He spent over $500,000 and slept like a baby for 12 years thinking he was covered. In year 13, a seam let go after a brutal heat wave. Water poured in over a weekend, ruining tens of thousands of dollars in inventory and shorting out a critical piece of sorting equipment. Frank wasn't worried. He pulled out his ironclad warranty, called the manufacturer's hotline, and filed a claim. A week later, an inspector came out, walked the roof, and asked Frank a simple question. "Can I see your annual inspection and maintenance logs for the past 12 years?" Frank's blood ran cold. Logs? Maintenance? He thought the roof was set it and forget it. The inspector pointed to paragraph 7, section B, subsection 4, of the warranty document. Buried in dense legalese was a clause stating that the warranty was contingent upon documented, professional roof inspections and routine maintenance every single year. Because Frank couldn't produce those records, the manufacturer, completely within their legal rights, denied his claim. The seam failure was deemed a result of neglect. Frank's $500,000 investment and his ironclad warranty were worthless. He had to pay for the roof repair and all the interior damage out of his own pocket. This is the single biggest trap in commercial roofing. Nearly every major manufacturer warranty has a maintenance clause. They are giving you a performance guarantee, but in return, you have an obligation to perform basic upkeep. You have to clear debris from drains, check the caulking on flashing, and look for early signs of damage. And you have to document it. The best contractors know this. They won't just sell you a roof. They'll offer you a maintenance program to protect your investment and keep your warranty in full force. They'll handle the inspections, do the minor repairs, and provide you with the documentation the manufacturer requires. This isn't an upsell. It's a fundamental part of a professional roofing strategy. Other common exclusions: ponding water. If water sits on your roof for more than 48 hours, it can void the warranty. This goes back to ensuring your roof is designed with proper slope. Another is third-party damage. If your HVAC technician drops a wrench and punctures the membrane, that's not the roofing manufacturer's fault. Unauthorized repairs are another huge one. If you have a small leak and send your own handyman up there with a bucket of tar, you may have just voided your entire multi-$100,000 warranty. So the fourth question is more than just a question. It's a demand. You need to say, "Show me the specimen warranty for the exact system you are proposing. Sit down with me and walk me through the exclusions. Explain what voids this coverage, and tell me precisely what my obligations are year after year to ensure this piece of paper is just as powerful in year 19 as it is on day 1. Now, having an ironclad warranty from a global manufacturer is fantastic. But that warranty only kicks in after the roof is installed. What happens during the project? What happens when a crew of 15 people, heavy equipment, hot asphalt, and thousands of pounds of material descend upon your property while your business is still trying to operate? This brings us to the fifth and final question, a question that deals with the chaos of construction and how to protect your business, your employees, and your customers from the moment the first truck arrives. And so we arrive at the final, and in many ways, the most practical question you must ask any potential roofing contractor. It's the question that moves beyond materials and warranties and gets to the heart of the day-to-day reality of a massive construction project happening literally on top of your head. The question is this: what is your detailed site-specific plan to protect my property, my people, and my business operations from start to finish? If their answer is just, "Don't worry, we'll be careful," you should show them the door. That is not a plan. That is a platitude. And platitudes don't stop a 2-ton pallet of insulation from being dropped in front of your loading dock during your busiest delivery hour. They don't stop a stray nail from finding its way into a customer's tire. And they certainly don't stop the waterfall that can pour into your server room if a sudden thunderstorm hits while a section of your roof is exposed. This question isn't about worrying. It's about planning. It's about acknowledging that a commercial roofing project is, by its very nature, an invasive, disruptive, and potentially dangerous process. The difference between a professional and an amateur is that the professional has a system to manage that chaos. The amateur just hopes for the best. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine 2 identical businesses, both needing a new roof. The first business owner, let's call him Tom, is so focused on the price and the type of membrane that he glosses over the logistics. The contractor he hires gives him a great price, but when Tom asks about the process, the guy just says, "We'll be in and out before you know it." Day 1, the crew arrives and blocks half the customer parking lot with their trucks and a giant dumpster, with no warning. Day 2, they start tearing off the old roof. Debris, dust, and old fasteners rain down on the landscaping, narrowly missing a client walking into the building. Day 3, a pallet of materials is staged right in front of the employee entrance because it was the most convenient spot for the crane. Tom spends the entire week putting out fires, apologizing to customers, and fielding complaints from his staff. The project becomes a nightmare that costs him not just the price of the roof, but also lost productivity and customer goodwill. Now imagine the second business owner, Sarah. She asks every contractor for their detailed operational plan. The contractor she chooses doesn't just give her a verbal promise. They provide a document. It includes a site map showing exactly where the material staging area will be, located in a pre-approved low-traffic zone. It designates a specific cordoned-off path for equipment. It outlines a daily cleanup protocol, including a magnetic sweep of the parking lot every evening to collect stray metal. It specifies that the loudest, most disruptive work will be scheduled during her business's off hours. They have a communication plan, giving Sarah the direct cell phone number of the on-site project manager, who provides a daily morning briefing and an end-of-day summary. For Sarah, the roofing project is still a major undertaking, but it's a managed process, not a chaotic mess. It happens with her business, not to it. You want to be Sarah. And the way you get there is by breaking down that big question into a non-negotiable checklist. First, let's talk about safety. This is paramount. Ask to see their site-specific safety plan. Is it a generic document, or has it been tailored to your building? It should address fall protection, which is the #1 hazard. It should detail how they will establish controlled access zones on the ground to protect pedestrians from any risk of falling objects. If they're using any kind of torch or hot air welding, what is their fire prevention plan? They should have fire extinguishers staged, charged, and inspected on the roof at all times. They need to know the location of your building's fire suppression systems. A professional contractor will have a designated safety supervisor and will hold daily toolbox talks with their crew to review the day's specific hazards. If a contractor can't speak fluently and confidently about their safety protocols, they are not just a risk to their own crew, they are a massive liability to you. Second, property protection. This goes way beyond just the roof itself. Look at your building. You have HVAC units, vents, pipes, and skylights up there. What is the plan to protect them from damage during the tear-off and installation? Are they going to be covered? Moved? What about the building's exterior walls? A careless crew can easily damage siding, stucco, or brick with swinging equipment or falling materials. And what about the landscape? A professional will have a plan to protect your grass, shrubs, and trees. This might involve laying down plywood or heavy tarps. It's the details that matter. They should treat your entire property with the same care they treat the new roof they're installing. Third, logistics and site management. This is where Tom's nightmare began. Before a single worker steps on site, you and the contractor should walk the property and agree on everything. Where will the crew park their personal vehicles so they don't take up prime customer spots? Where will the dumpster be located? It needs to be in a place that is safe and doesn't impede the flow of traffic for your customers, employees, or delivery trucks. Where will new materials be stored? A 20,000 square foot roof requires an enormous amount of material. It can't just be dumped in a corner of your parking lot. There needs to be a clear, organized, and safe staging area. How will they get those materials from the ground to the roof? A crane? A forklift? Where will that equipment operate? And how will they ensure the safety of everyone around it? Fourth, debris and cleanliness. A roof replacement generates a staggering amount of waste. How will they manage it? A great contractor will use chutes to guide debris from the roof directly into the dumpster, minimizing airborne dust and the risk of falling objects. They will have a protocol for protecting open intakes on your HVAC systems to prevent dust and debris from being sucked into your building and circulated through your vents. And as I mentioned in Sarah's story, a daily cleanup is non-negotiable. This isn't just about aesthetics. A clean worksite is a safe worksite. Nails, screws, and sharp pieces of metal flashing are a hazard to tires and to people. The project manager should be obsessed with keeping the site clean and organized at the end of every single day. Finally, communication. Chaos thrives in a vacuum of information. You need to know who your single point of contact is. It shouldn't be a salesperson back at the office. It needs to be the project manager or foreman who is physically on your property every day. You need to establish a communication rhythm. Will they send you a text in the morning? An email at night? Will you have a quick 5-minute meeting at the start of each day? What is the protocol if there's an emergency or an unexpected discovery, like rotted decking that needs to be replaced? How are changes documented and approved? A lack of a clear communication plan is the #1 reason relationships between clients and contractors break down. A professional welcomes this. They want you to be informed because it makes their job easier in the long run. When you ask a contractor, "What is your plan?" and they respond by asking you questions about your business hours, your delivery schedule, your sensitive equipment, your employee concerns, that is a giant green flag. It shows they aren't thinking about their project. They're thinking about your business. They see themselves as a partner in a complex operation, not just a crew there to bang on a roof. This fifth question, more than any other, reveals the character and professionalism of the company you're considering hiring. The roof itself might be the prize, but the process is the journey. And a disastrous journey can taint even the most beautiful destination. Getting the right answers here ensures that your business not only survives the process but thrives through it, protected from the chaos by a shield of careful, meticulous, professional planning. Now you're armed with the 5 critical questions. You've asked about their experience, the system they recommend, the warranty that backs it up, the crew that will build it, and the plan to protect your business while they do. You've gathered proposals. You're looking at a stack of papers with wildly different numbers, different materials and different promises. How do you cut through the noise? How do you compare a TPO proposal from one company to a PVC proposal from another? How do you spot the hidden fees and exclusions designed to trip you up? Making the final choice is a science in itself. And that is exactly what we are going to break down next. How to read a commercial roofing proposal like an expert, so you can make your final decision with absolute, unshakable confidence. Alright, you've got 3, maybe 4 proposals sitting on your desk. They look similar. Big numbers, lots of technical jargon. Your eyes immediately jump to the bottom right corner of each page to that final price. Contractor A is $55,000. Contractor B is $68,000. Contractor C is a shocking $41,000. The temptation, the overwhelming urge, is to grab that $41,000 bid, sign it, and call it a day. Stop. Do not do that. You're about to walk straight into the single biggest trap in commercial roofing, the price page trap. The final number is the least important piece of information on that page until you understand everything that comes before it. A proposal isn't a price tag. It's a story. It's the detailed, chapter-by-chapter story of how a contractor plans to protect your multi-million-dollar asset for the next 20 to 30 years. And some of those stories are horror stories disguised as bargains. So let's pull these proposals apart line by line and expose what really matters. We're going to start with the absolute heart of the entire document. The scope of work. This section is where the battles are won and lost. Vague language here is a 5-alarm fire. If the scope says something like install new TPO roof system, you should throw that proposal in the trash. That's not a scope of work, it's a wish. It's like a mechanic writing fix car on an invoice. Tells you nothing. A professional detailed scope of work reads like a surgeon's plan. It's precise. It's specific. It leaves nothing to interpretation. First, look for the tear-off. Does it explicitly say, complete tear-off of all existing roofing materials down to the structural deck? Or does it say, install new roof over existing? This is a monumental difference. A roof over or recover can sometimes be an option, but it adds weight, it can hide existing moisture problems, and it often limits your warranty options. A full tear-off gives the contractor a clean slate to inspect the deck and build a perfect system from the ground up. If one contractor is bidding a tear-off and another is bidding a recover, you are not comparing apples to apples. You're comparing a brand new car to putting a paint job on a rusty one. The proposal must be crystal clear about this. Next, what happens when they tear the old roof off and find a problem? And trust me, they often do. The structural deck, the wood, metal, or concrete that is the foundation of the roof, could have rot or rust. A professional proposal anticipates this. It will have a line item that says something like, replacement of damaged or rotten wood decking will be billed at X dollars per sheet. Or replacement of rusted metal decking will be billed at Y dollars per square foot. This is a sign of an honest, experienced contractor. They're telling you the potential cost up front. The bad contractors, they leave this out entirely. Then halfway through the job, when your roof is wide open, they hit you with an emergency change order for $10,000 to replace rotten decking, and you have no choice but to pay it. It's a classic bait and switch. If there's no language about deck repair, that's a massive red flag. Now let's talk insulation. The proposal shouldn't just say new insulation. That's useless. It needs to specify the type. Is it polyiso, EPS, XPS? And more importantly, it needs to state the R value. The R value is a measure of thermal resistance. The higher the number, the better it insulates, and the lower your heating and cooling bills will be. Building codes have minimum R value requirements, often R25 or R30 for new roofs. Is the contractor meeting code? Are they offering an even higher R value for better energy savings? A proposal that just says 2 layers of insulation is hiding something. Is that 2 layers of half-inch insulation or 2 layers of 2-inch insulation? The difference in cost and performance is enormous. After insulation comes the membrane, the waterproof layer, the part you actually see. Again, specificity is king. Is it TPO, EPDM, or PVC? What is the thickness? Is it 45 mil, 60 mil, or 80 mil? For most commercial applications, 60 mil is the standard. If a bid comes in low, check this line. They might be trying to save money by using a thinner, less durable 45 mil membrane. Then, how is it being attached? Is it fully adhered, meaning glued down? Or is it mechanically attached, meaning screwed down with plates? Each has its place, but the proposal must state the exact method. And now for the detail that separates the true professionals from the pack. Flashings. Flashing is the material used to seal the roof system around every penetration. Every pipe, vent, skylight, and HVAC unit. This is where 90% of all roof leaks occur. A lazy proposal will just say, install new flashing. A great proposal will say, all pipe penetrations will be flashed using prefabricated, manufacturer-approved boots. All curb flashings will be fully wrapped and welded per manufacturer specifications. This level of detail shows you they're not cutting corners on the most critical parts of the roof. Once you've dissected the scope of work, flip to the materials list. Do you see brand names? Do you see GAF, Carlisle, Firestone, Sika Sarnafil? Or does it just say TPO membrane and polyiso insulation? This is not a small detail. Using a complete system from a single major manufacturer is what allows you to get the best warranties. If a contractor is mixing and matching a membrane from one company with adhesives and fasteners from another, they're creating a Frankenstein roof. No major manufacturer will stand behind that. You'll be left with a worthless warranty. Speaking of warranties, this is the next section you need to analyze like a detective. There are two types of warranties and you must know the difference. First is the contractor's workmanship warranty. This covers errors in installation. How long is it? 1 year? 2 years? 5 years? A longer workmanship warranty shows a contractor who is confident in their own crew. But the big one, the one you really need, is the manufacturer's warranty. And not just any manufacturer's warranty. You are looking for 3 magic letters, NDL. No. Dollar. Limit. An NDL warranty means that if the roof fails due to a defect in the materials or even contractor workmanship that was certified by the manufacturer will pay whatever it takes to fix it, with no dollar limit. This is your ultimate protection. To get an NDL warranty, the contractor has to be factory certified and install the roof to the manufacturer's brutally exacting standards, which are then inspected by a rep from the manufacturer. It's a built-in quality control system. Be wary of lesser warranties. A material-only warranty is nearly worthless. It just gets you a new bucket of glue if the old one fails. It doesn't cover the labor to fix the problem. A prorated warranty loses value every single year. If your proposal doesn't explicitly offer a 15, 20, or 25-year NDL warranty, you need to ask why. Finally, turn to the page that everyone ignores, the exclusions and clarifications page. This is where the contractor tells you what they are not going to do. Read this page first. Does it exclude the cost of permits? Does it make you responsible for hiring a licensed electrician to disconnect and reconnect rooftop HVAC units? Does it absolve them of any responsibility for damage to landscaping? Does it say they're not responsible for interior damage caused by rain during the tear-off? These are the gotchas that can add thousands of dollars and endless headaches to your project. A transparent proposal will list these things clearly. A shady one will be silent, leaving you to fight about it later. Now take a deep breath. You've gone through the scope, the materials, the warranty, and the exclusions. To truly compare these proposals, create a simple spreadsheet. Make a column for each contractor. Then make rows for the key items. Tear-off, yes/no. Deck repair cost, insulation R value, membrane type, membrane thickness, manufacturer, workmanship warranty years, and NDL warranty years. Fill it in for each proposal. Suddenly, the picture becomes clear. Contractor C, with the lowball $41,000 bid, is proposing a thinner membrane, a shorter warranty, no mention of deck repair costs, and a vague scope of work. Contractor A and B, while more expensive, are bidding the exact same high-quality system, but Contractor B has a slightly better workmanship warranty. Now you can make an intelligent apples-to-apples comparison. You've moved beyond the price tag and you're analyzing the actual value and risk. You've done the hard part. You've dissected the paper. Now you have a spreadsheet. You've compared the proposals line by line. Contractor B looks like the clear winner on paper. But paper can be deceiving. The best proposal in the world is worthless if the company behind it is a disaster waiting to happen. How do you dig deep, go beyond the sales pitch, and uncover the truth about the company you're about to write a 6-figure check to? That's what we're exposing next. So let's talk about the company. This is question 4, and it's arguably the most important one of all. Who exactly am I trusting with my most valuable asset? And can they prove they're not going to disappear the second my check clears? Because the truth is, a commercial roofing project isn't just a transaction. It's a multi-decade relationship. You are tethered to this company for the life of that roof. When a leak appears in year 7, or a storm causes damage in year 12, you're not calling the manufacturer. You're calling the contractor who installed it. And if their phone number is disconnected, that ironclad 30-year warranty you paid a premium for is now just an expensive piece of paper. This is the step where most people get it wrong. They get a few bids, they like the salesperson, the price is right, and they sign on the dotted line. It's a catastrophic mistake. You have to become a forensic investigator. You have to dig. The first thing you need to understand is the fundamental difference between a professional roofing company and what the industry calls Chuck in a truck. Chuck is a charming guy. He's got a great price, maybe the best you've seen. He's got a brand new magnetic logo on the side of his F-150 and a website that popped up 6 months ago. He tells you he can start next Tuesday. It all sounds fantastic. But what you don't see is that Chuck's business address is a P.O. box. His company is a brand new LLC he formed after his last one went under. And his crew is a collection of day laborers he'll pick up from the corner that morning. When a problem arises, Chuck is a ghost. His phone goes straight to voicemail, his website is down, and that P.O. box is closed. He's already in the next state with a new truck magnet and a new LLC, ready to do it all over again. A professional organization, on the other hand, is an open book. They have roots. They have a physical address, a building with their name on it that you can actually drive to and walk into. They have a history. So the first question you ask is, how long have you been in business under this exact name? That last part is critical. Unscrupulous contractors will close up shop and reopen under a new name every few years to escape their bad reputation and warranty claims. You want a company with at least 10, preferably 20 or more years of continuous operation under the same identity. This demonstrates stability. It shows they've weathered economic downturns, stood behind their work, and built a sustainable business. But history is just the start. Now we get to the non-negotiables, the absolute must-have deal-breaker documents. I call it the holy trinity of vetting, licensing, insurance, and bonding. And don't just ask, are you licensed and insured? And accept a yes as an answer. That's like asking a pilot, can you fly a plane? You need to see the proof. First, licensing. Every state and many municipalities have different requirements. You need to ask for their state license number, and then you need to go online to your state's licensing board website and verify it yourself. Check that it's active and that there are no major complaints or disciplinary actions against them. This is your first line of defense, proving they've met the bare minimum requirements to operate legally. Next, and infinitely more important, is insurance. This is the one thing that can save you from absolute financial ruin. Imagine this scenario. A worker on your roof accidentally starts a fire with a torch, and it causes hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage to your building and inventory. Or a crew member drops a heavy tool off the roof, and it strikes one of your employees or customers in the parking lot. If the roofing contractor doesn't have adequate general liability insurance, guess who the lawyers are coming after? You, the property owner. You need to ask for a certificate of insurance or a COI. And here's the pro tip. Do not accept a copy from the contractor. You call their insurance agent directly and have the agent email it to you. This prevents you from being handed a fraudulent or expired document. On that certificate, you're looking for two things. First, general liability coverage of at least $2 million, if not more, for a large project. Second, and this is the one that gets missed all the time, is workers' compensation insurance. This is what covers the contractor's employees if they get injured on your property. If they don't have it and a roofer falls off your building, that worker can sue you directly for their medical bills and lost wages. It happens all the time. No workers' comp is an instant disqualification. Period. The third piece is bonding. A surety bond is essentially an insurance policy for you, the client. It guarantees that the contractor will complete the job according to the contract and pay their suppliers and subcontractors. If the contractor goes bankrupt halfway through your project or simply walks away, the bonding company will step in and pay to have another contractor finish the job. For very large or public works projects, it's often required. For private commercial jobs, it provides an incredible layer of financial security. If a contractor can't get bonded, it's a massive red flag that they are not financially stable. Okay, so they have a history and they've passed the Holy Trinity test. Now it's time to find out if they're actually any good at roofing. It's time to check references. But I don't want you to ask the way most people do. Don't just say, "Can I have a list of references?" Of course you can. They're going to give you a curated list of their 3 happiest customers from the last 6 months. It's useless. Instead, I want you to ask a very specific multi-part question. Could you please provide me with 3 references for projects of a similar size and scope to mine, using the exact same roofing system we are discussing, that were completed between 5 and 10 years ago? Let's break down why this question is a silver bullet. Similar size and scope proves they can handle the logistics and complexity of your specific building, not just a small repair job. Using the exact same roofing system proves they have specific, long-term expertise with the TPO, EPDM, or whatever material you've chosen. But the killer phrase is completed between 5 and 10 years ago. Any contractor can make a roof look good for the first year. The real test is how that roof performs in year 5, year 7, year 10. This question forces them to prove their work stands the test of time. It also proves that they are still in business and on good terms with clients from a decade ago. It's the single best indicator of long-term quality you can find. And when you call those references, don't just ask, "Were you happy?" Ask pointed questions. How was the communication with the project manager during the installation? Was the project completed on time and on budget? How clean and safe did they keep the job site on a daily basis? And the most important question of all, have you had any issues or leaks since the installation? And if so, how quickly and professionally did the company respond to your service call? The answer to that last question tells you everything you need to know about the character of the company you're about to hire. Finally, you need to look at the team itself. This separates the great from the good. Ask about their training and certifications. Are they a factory-certified installer for the manufacturer whose product they're proposing? Look for top-tier certifications like GAF Master Elite or Carlisle Centurion. These aren't just marketing fluff. To earn these, a contractor has to undergo extensive, ongoing factory training, be financially vetted by the manufacturer, and have a proven track record of high-quality installations. It's a powerful third-party endorsement that says this contractor is one of the best in the business. It also means they're authorized to offer you the manufacturer's best, most comprehensive warranties, the ones we talked about earlier. And last, ask about safety. Ask to see their written safety plan. Ask how often they conduct on-site safety meetings. Are their foremen OSHA certified? A company that is disciplined and professional about safety is a company that is disciplined and professional about everything else. It points to a culture of excellence, of doing things the right way, not the easy way. It also drastically reduces your liability as the building owner. A safe job site is a successful job site. So you vet their history, you verify their licenses and insurance, you check their long-term references, and you confirm their training and safety protocols. This isn't about finding the cheapest price. This is about mitigating risk and finding a true partner who will protect your investment for decades to come. You can have the perfect system, the best warranty, and a great company, but it can all be undone by a few cleverly worded lines in a contract. The devil is in the details, and in the world of commercial roofing, those details can cost you a fortune. We're going to break down the contract clauses that can either protect you or bankrupt you. And that's coming up next. Let's start with the single most important and most frequently manipulated section of any roofing contract, the scope of work. This isn't just a line item that says, "Install new roof." A proper scope of work is a detailed, multi-page blueprint of your entire project. It is your ultimate protection against ambiguity, and ambiguity is the playground of a bad contractor. Imagine you get 2 proposals. The first one, from a company we'll call Cut Rate Cal's Roofing, has a scope of work that reads, tear off existing roof and install new 60 mm TPO roofing system. Haul away debris. That's it. Sounds simple, right? It's also a trap. The second proposal, from Reliable Roofing, has a scope of work that's 3 pages long. It specifies the exact manufacturer of the TPO membrane. It details the precise method of tear off. It states that the underlying roof deck will be inspected for rot or damage, and it includes a per sheet cost for replacing any compromised plywood or a per square foot cost for concrete repair. So you know the exact cost before they find a problem. It specifies the type and R value of the insulation being installed, like ISO board, and its thickness. It details the fastener type and the fastening pattern. How many screws per square foot will be used to hold your roof down in a windstorm. It describes the specific flashing details for every pipe, curb, and wall penetration. It even outlines the daily cleanup procedure and safety protocols. Which contract protects you? It's not a trick question. The vague contract from Cut Rate Cal is a blank check you're handing him. What happens when his crew tears off the old roof and finds a few dozen sheets of rotted plywood? With his contract, he stops all work, comes to you with a panicked look and says, "We've got a huge problem. Your whole deck is rotted." it's going to be an extra $25,000 to fix it. We can't proceed until you approve the change order. You're stuck. Your building is wide open to the elements and he has all the leverage. With Reliable Roofing's contract, that same scenario is just a simple calculation. You already agreed to the per-sheet price. There's no panic, no surprise, no leverage play. It's just business. The scope of work should be so detailed that you could hand it to a completely different roofing company, and they could execute the project exactly as intended. If it's not that specific, it's not good enough. This brings us directly to the second landmine in any contract, the change order clause. A change order itself isn't a bad thing. On complex projects, unforeseen issues can arise. The danger lies in how the process is defined. A predatory contract will have a very simple, open-ended clause, something like, any additional work required due to unforeseen conditions will be executed via a change order at the owner's expense. This language gives the contractor a license to print money. Unforeseen can mean anything. Could be that rotted decking we just talked about. It could be hidden moisture in the insulation they claim they couldn't detect. It could be a sudden self-diagnosed need for a different type of flashing that costs 3 times as much. A protective contract, on the other hand, puts strict guardrails on the change order process. First, it defines what constitutes a legitimate reason for a change order, limiting it to conditions that truly could not have been identified during a thorough pre-job inspection. Second, and this is critical, it establishes the pricing structure for potential changes in advance. Just like the per-sheet cost for decking, it might include pre-agreed labor rates or unit prices for common additions. Third, it mandates that no change order work can begin without your signed, written approval. This prevents the classic scenario where a contractor fixes a problem without telling you, and then hits you with the bill after the fact, saying it was an emergency. The change order clause is where a contractor's true character is revealed. An honest contractor wants to define the unknowns and agree on a fair process. A dishonest contractor wants to leave it vague, so they can exploit the situation when your building is most vulnerable. Next, let's talk about money, specifically the payment schedule. How and when you pay your contractor is almost as important as the work itself. A major red flag is a contractor who demands a massive down payment. If a proposal asks for 40, 50, or even 60% upfront before a single worker or piece of material arrives on site, you should run. Why do they need that much of your money? Are they using your project to pay off the debts from their last one? Are they financially unstable? A well-run, financially healthy roofing company has lines of credit with their suppliers. They don't need a huge infusion of your cash to get started. A typical fair payment schedule might look something like this: 10% upon contract signing to schedule the job. Another 20 or 30% upon delivery of materials to the job site. This is key, you see the physical materials on your property before releasing more funds. Then, a series of progress payments tied to specific verifiable milestones. For example, 30% when 50% of the roof is installed and watertight. Another 20% at substantial completion. But be careful with that term. The final, and arguably most important, part of the payment is called retainage. You should always hold back at least 10, preferably 15%, of the total contract value until the entire job is 100% complete. This isn't just about the main roof being on. This is after the final punch list is complete. Every last piece of trash is cleaned up, every scuff mark on the wall is touched up, and critically, after you have received all the warranty documents. This final payment is your only leverage to ensure the contractor finishes the job properly and delivers the paperwork. If you pay them 100% the moment they install the last screw, what's their incentive to come back and fix a minor leak or chase down that manufacturer's warranty for you? The payment schedule tells the story. A schedule that heavily favors the contractor early on is a story of risk for you. A balanced schedule that ties payments to performance is a story of partnership and trust. Now, about those warranty documents. This is our fourth critical contract checkpoint, and it's a minefield of misunderstood terms. You'll see contractors throw around words like guarantee and warranty, but they are not the same thing. A contractor's guarantee is only as good as the contractor themselves. If they offer a 20-year guarantee on their workmanship but their company goes out of business in year 3, that piece of paper is worthless. What you need for a commercial roof is a manufacturer's warranty. And not just any manufacturer's warranty, but the gold standard, a no-dollar limit, or NDL warranty. Let's break that down. An NDL warranty means that if the roof fails due to a manufacturing defect or, in many cases, Contractor installation error that was approved by the manufacturer's inspector. The manufacturer is on the hook to repair or replace the roof, no matter the cost. There is no dollar limit to their liability. This is monumental. You're not just relying on your roofer. You're backed by a multi-billion-dollar corporation like Carlisle, Firestone, or GAF. To get an NDL warranty, the project has to follow the manufacturer's specifications to the letter. The contractor has to be certified by that manufacturer. And most importantly, the manufacturer will send their own inspector to your job site multiple times to inspect the work while it's in progress and before issuing the final warranty. This is a free, expert set of eyes on your project, ensuring the quality of the installation. A contract that just vaguely promises a long-term warranty is not enough. Your contract must explicitly state that the project will be installed to the manufacturer's specifications required to obtain a specific type of NDL warranty. For example, a 20-year NDL manufacturer's warranty. Anything less is a significant gamble with your investment. Finally, we arrive at the safety net clauses that protect you from catastrophe. Insurance and indemnification. Your contractor's contract must state that they will indemnify and hold you harmless. In plain English, this means if they do something wrong that results in a lawsuit, say a worker drops a tool and injures a pedestrian, or they cause a fire, their insurance, not yours, is responsible for the legal battle and any damages. It's a legal shield that transfers the risk of their operations from you back to them, where it belongs. But the clause is meaningless if it's not backed by actual, adequate insurance. Don't just accept a line in the contract that says, "We are fully insured." You must demand a copy of their certificate of insurance, or SOI, before signing anything. On that certificate, look for 3 things: general liability to cover property damage and accidents, workers' compensation to cover their employees if they get hurt on your property, and an automobile liability policy. Check the policy limits. For a commercial project, a $1 million policy might not be nearly enough. Look for multi-million-dollar coverage, often including an umbrella policy for extra protection. And the final pro tip: the certificate should name your company as an additional insured. This gives you direct rights and protection under their policy. It's a non-negotiable for any serious commercial project. Without the right insurance and indemnification, you're not just hiring a roofer. You're personally taking on all the risk of a dangerous construction project, and that's a position you never ever want to be in. And that brings us to the final critical question, the one that protects you not just during the chaos of installation, but for years, even decades, after the last truck has pulled away. This question separates the professionals who build lasting solutions from the crews who are just looking for a quick paycheck. Question number 5 is, what kind of warranty are you offering? And this is the most important part: who is it actually from? Now, the word warranty is one of the most misunderstood and frankly abused terms in the entire construction industry. Most people hear warranty, and they think they're covered bumper to bumper, no questions asked. But in the world of commercial roofing, that is almost never the case. The fine print in a roofing warranty can be a labyrinth designed to protect the issuer, not you. So you need to understand the 2 fundamental types of warranties you'll encounter. First, there's the contractor's warranty, also known as a workmanship warranty. This is a guarantee from the roofing company itself. They are promising that their installation work is free from defects. If a seam they welded fails in year 2, or a flashing they installed starts leaking in year 3, they are obligated to come back and fix it on their dime. This sounds great, and it is, but it has one giant fatal flaw. A contractor's warranty is only as good as the company that writes it. If that company goes out of business, changes its name, or just decides to stop answering the phone, your warranty is worth less than the paper it's printed on. It becomes a completely useless piece of paper. We see it all the time. A roofer offers a 10-year workmanship warranty, underbids the project, does a shoddy job, and is out of business in 3 years. The building owner is left with a failing roof and a worthless guarantee. That's why you must dig deeper. You have to ask about the second and far more powerful type of warranty, the manufacturer's warranty. This is a warranty that comes directly from the giant corporation that made the roofing materials, the GAFs, the Carlisle Syntex, the Firestones of the world. These are multi-billion-dollar, publicly traded companies that have been around for a century. They aren't going anywhere. This warranty covers the materials themselves against manufacturing defects. If the membrane prematurely cracks or the insulation crumbles, the manufacturer is on the hook to provide new material. But here's where the real pro-level knowledge comes in. You might think, okay, great, I'll get a contractor warranty for the labor and a manufacturer warranty for the materials. I'm covered. Not so fast. That's what most people think. But that leaves a massive gray area. What happens when a leak occurs? The contractor will come out and say, "Nope, our installation was perfect. It must be a defective piece of membrane." Then the manufacturer's rep will come out and say, "Nope, our material is perfect. The contractor must have installed it incorrectly." And you, the building owner, are stuck in the middle of a finger-pointing nightmare while water is pouring into your facility. This is the trap. And the way you avoid this trap is by demanding the gold standard of commercial roofing protection. It's called an NDL warranty, which stands for no dollar limit. You need to write that down. NDL. A no dollar limit warranty is a single comprehensive warranty issued by the manufacturer that covers everything. It covers the materials, and it covers the contractor's workmanship. It covers the entire roofing system from the deck up. How is this possible? It's possible because for a contractor to even be able to offer you an NDL warranty, they have to be certified and factory trained by that manufacturer. They have to prove they are one of the best. And once the project is complete, before you get that warranty, the manufacturer sends their own independent inspector to your roof. This inspector goes over every single inch of the job with a fine-tooth comb. They check seam welds, flashing details, screw patterns, everything. They are there to ensure the roof was installed exactly to their stringent, battle-tested specifications. Only when their own inspector signs off on the project will the manufacturer issue that NDL warranty. Do you see the power in that? The manufacturer is now putting their own skin in the game, guaranteeing not just their product but the roofer's labor. The finger-pointing is eliminated. There's a leak, you make one call. The manufacturer is on the hook to make it right, period. If the original contractor is out of business, the manufacturer will hire another one of their certified installers to fix the problem at no cost to you. An NDL warranty is the ultimate peace of mind. It transforms your roof from a potential liability into a guaranteed long-term asset. And any truly professional commercial roofer will be able to offer you one. If they can't or they try to talk you out of it, that is a colossal red flag. So let's bring it all home. We've covered a lot of ground, but it all boils down to this 5-point shield that protects you from the nightmares that plague so many commercial roofing projects. 1. Who is actually doing the work? Are you getting the A-team you were promised or a random crew of subcontractors? 2. Can you show me a portfolio of similar projects and give me references I can actually call? Prove you've done this before and done it well. 3. What is your safety protocol, and who is my dedicated point of contact? Show me you're a professional operation that values safety and communication, not a chaotic mess. 4. Can I see your certificates of insurance, specifically your general liability and workers' comp? Prove that you are protecting me from the immense risks of this project. And 5. What kind of warranty are you offering and who is it from? Are you giving me a real manufacturer-backed no dollar limit guarantee, or just a flimsy promise that disappears when you do? Asking these 5 questions isn't about being difficult. It's about being smart. It's about being a responsible steward of a massive capital investment. Your commercial roof isn't just a roof. It's the shield that protects your inventory, your equipment, your employees, your tenants, and your entire business operation. A leak can cause hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage, shut down your operations, and create a cascade of problems that can cripple a business. Trying to save 10 or 15% on a cheap roof is, without a doubt, the most expensive mistake a building owner can make. It's a short-term saving that buys you a long-term nightmare. By asking these 5 questions, you flip the script. You move from being a passive buyer hoping for the best, to an informed investor making a strategic decision. You force contractors to compete on quality, safety, and long-term value, not just on a lowball price. You are now armed with the knowledge that puts you in the top 1% of commercial property owners. You know what to look for, what to ask for, and what to run from. But to make it even easier, we've actually created a free downloadable PDF checklist. It has these 5 core questions, plus a few bonus, pro-level questions you can ask to really separate the experts from the amateurs. It's designed for you to print out and take with you into your meetings with potential roofing contractors. It will show them from the very first minute that you are a serious client who has done their homework and will not be taken advantage of. You can download that free checklist by clicking the link in the description below. It's our gift to you for investing your time to become a smarter, more prepared property owner. Don't go into another meeting unprepared. Click the link, get your checklist, and take control of your roofing project. Your roof is one of the most important assets your business has. Treat it that way. Go into your next meeting not with anxiety, but with confidence. You're no longer just a building owner looking for a roofer. You're an informed investor protecting your assets. You've earned it.